How's things, guys? In this video today, I'm going to walk you through how you can track your competitors' price in real time. We've built a workflow that runs at 6 a.m. every single morning and tracks competitors that we want to track. We can see any price changes higher or lower. The reason why we built this workflow was a reactive strategy. And for one of our clients, there was a competitor that was aggressively changing their prices ad hocly, and we just wanted to track and see exactly what they're doing. So again, it's coming into Q4 now. It's perfect for e-commerce businesses, D2C businesses, where you can look at your competitors again on Google search, Google shopping, and if they do change the price, at least you know that you can be reactive, and you have a workflow that you can run and give you updates on a daily basis. All of the templates that we have here are in our Skool Community. A link to the Skool Community in the description. Feel free to join up. Everything is free. You can ask your questions there. But if you have any other comments or questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. So as you can see on the left-hand side down here, we've got the schedule trigger. So this can be scheduled for any time, any day. We've got it currently for scheduling for 6 a.m. on a daily basis. Now we've got the sheet here. So we've pulled 7 products because this workflow has being activated. You'll see that there is comparison products that have been pulled also just for demonstration purposes. So you can see for the 26th here, we've got 7. And then when it's ran on the 27th, we've got another 7 here as well. So what we're doing here, okay, is we're after pulling dummy data from MyProtein, so 7 products. And now what we want to do is run a HTTP request. Essentially what this is going to do is it's going to download all the HTTP from the URL from each of them URLs, okay? And then from here, each URL and each page is going to have CSS and other types of code within that. So the markdown node here is essentially going to make it readable for the LLM. From here, we've got the price extractor, and the goal here of this is, because the goal of this workflow is to extract just the prices and make those comparisons on a daily basis. So you can see here, output here is we're just getting the price, which is exactly what we want. From here, we're then going to update the sheet, which essentially once you hit execution here, this will then upload the sheet from, you can see, $16.99 all the way down. So now we're in a position here to start comparing the prices. So the next node here that we have is it's going to read it. So now it's going to start comparing it, and it's going to get these rows and it's going to feed it to the next LLM. From here, this node here is going to compare whether they're lower or higher. And then from here, we're going to pass it on to an if node. So if the prices are higher or lower, it will then pass it on to the Slack message. If there's no change, it will then go through the false route and it won't send on a Slack message. So the next step, what I'm going to do and show you is an example of the Slack message that we'll receive. And then also you can see here that the before and after price is comparing to the before and after price here. So what we would get here is a Slack message saying that there's been a price change. The after price is $12.99 and the before price was $14.99. So again, it's just really powerful to get these updates and understand that if there is a drastic price change across a store, it may affect your advertising or how you're going to even merchandise the store at certain times of the year. Again, like around heavy peak periods, these price changes can have a big impact on the business too. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you an example of the Slack message, and then I'm going to run through an additional workflow that we have. Okay, so this is an example of the Slack message that we would receive on a daily basis. Again, as you can see here, we've got the change of prices being detected, the product name, and then the URL as well. So we can click through and see your URL straight away. Any of the price changes, if it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 products, again, we'll be able to see all of these instantly and get a Slack message. Again, if you want, you could connect this to your email, so everybody could get an email. It could even be within certain departments or certain roles within a business. It doesn't have to just be a Slack message. It can be many other things or whichever you see fit for your business. But essentially, as we said, the main thing here that's powerful is that we understand what is happening with the competitors. Ideally, you'll always have your eye on a couple, especially if you're selling similar products. Again, it's really, really important to make sure that they're not just undercutting you, and at least you know exactly what's happening. And it's not even just this. You can track if they've changed their offers as well. So maybe it might be a buy one get one free that they're after changing from their usual 10% always on discount. So again, the goal here and the ideation behind this is that you can track exactly what your competitors are doing. So now I'm just going to run through the next workflow. So as I said, all of these templates that we've went through today are free. They're all available in our Skool community. I'll leave a link to that in the description of this video. But if you have any questions there, we can chat and we can answer any questions and make sure that you can integrate this into your business. It's fairly seamless to set up. It's very powerful to have. And again, it will just save a lot of bandwidth and ensure that you're kind of acting when you need to act, because again, price changes can happen, and if they're falling underneath the radar, it is really kind of hard to proactively amend your strategies to suit them too. So the second workflow that we have here, the only difference that we have is we're actually utilizing Scrapefly. And the reason why we're using this is because some websites will actually have blockers on it. So you won't actually be able to send a HTTP request and download or essentially access the content on the webpage. So what we're doing here is we're bypassing that and we're passing the blocker to make sure that we can get in and scrape that content. So again, that's literally the only difference here. You can see that the flow is the exact same. It runs from the sheet all the way through. It splits out the items, so it runs on loop until there's no more items. And what I mean about items there is just the prices or just the products. Let's think of 7 products, so 7 items. It will just run on loop until it's finished, and then once it's done, it will stop running. And again, as you can see here, it's just going to have a Slack message. So again, the goal of this workflow is just trigger on a daily basis, Slack message with notification if there's any changes. Why did we do it? We done it because there was numerous competitors that were just undercutting on prices. It was affecting strategies. So it was more of a reactive strategy. And I think it's something that everybody should integrate, whether you're an e-commerce founder, marketing manager, or even an agency as well. It's really important to have your finger on the pulse and ensure that you kind of know exactly what people are doing and when they're doing it. Yeah, as I said, look, feel free to grab this template in the Skool community and I can pass it on to you. Thank you.